The mirror's the only witness that was actually there.
What's actually true? The mirror doesn't carry any of their agenda now. Shows me exactly what I've built and what I've earned somehow. Every rep, every mile, every choice that's stuck, reflected back without the filter of their verdict and their luck. I was seeing through their eyes so long, I forgot I had my own. The mirror tells me different now that I'm looking on my own. The mirror doesn't lie like they did. Every scar I see is earned, not inherited. I look and see the work, not the story they assign. Whoa. The mirror doesn't lie like they did. I'm finally clear-eyed. What I see is mine. Built, not defined. Built, not defined. Used to flinch at my reflection, looking for the flaws they name. Used to see the version they described and feel the shame. Now I stand a little longer and I read the evidence. Every line and every angle is a different kind of sense. The mirror shows the version that the work is built from scratch. Not their projection, not the story, just the actual match between the man I'm making and the man I see each day. The mirror doesn't lie like they did, that's what I say. I was seeing through their eyes so long, I forgot I had my own. The mirror tells me different now that I'm looking on my own. The mirror doesn't lie like they did. Every scar I see is earned, not inherited. I look and see the work, not the story they assign. Whoa. The mirror doesn't lie like they did. I'm finally clear-eyed. What I see is mine. Built, not defined. Built, not defined. The mirror doesn't lie like they did. Every version before this one deserves a different kind of looking. Used to cringe at the old photos, used to scroll past the before. Used to treat the earlier versions like a thing I shut the door on. Like the one who struggled was a stain on the current name. Like the distance between then and now required a shame. But the version in the before picture did the work I'm standing on. Every stumble that he made is every foundation stone I've drawn. I wouldn't be here without the one who didn't have it figured out. Every version before this one is what this is about. I was disowned in the beginning, like it didn't build the end. Every version before this one is something I should take. Every version before this one earned the one I am today. Oh, every stumble, every setback, every wrong turn on the way. I don't cringe at the beginning, I don't hide the early shots. Every version before this one is up at 5 a.m. Shame's got opinions about every single thing I do. Loud in the parking lot, loud in the queue. But I never once seen shame inside the room where the work lives. Never seen it on the platform, never seen it when it gives. Every last drop that's left in the tank before the set is done. Shame hangs around the entrance, but it never actually comes in where the bar is loaded and the floor is cold and bare. Shame talks the loudest from the places it won't dare. Shame skips every session. Shame skips every early call. Never seen shame in the room when it matters most at all. Shame skips leg day. Shame skips every day. Never seen it in the gym when the heavy work is in play. Shame's a spectator. Shame lives in the talk. Shame skips leg day and shame skips the walk. Loud before the work begins. Gone the second the work wins. Every time I showed up heavy, showed up tired, showed up low. Shame was nowhere in the building, shame had somewhere else to go. Shame lives in the comfortable, shame lives in the still. Shame doesn't know the feeling of a rep against the will of a body that would rather quit but gets another vibe. Shame's never felt that, shame's never been alive. Inside the doing, shame only lives in the avoiding. Shame skips leg day, shame skips all the building. Shame skips every session. Shame skips every early call. Never seen shame in the room when it matters most at all. Shame skips leg day. Shame skips every day. Never seen it in the gym when the heavy work is in play. Shame's a spectator. Shame lives in the talk. Shame skips leg day and shame skips the walk. Loud before the work begins. Gone the second the work wins. Shame skips leg day. I don't. Back before could read the label, opened it years later. Some of it came down the bloodline pack before I arrived. Shame that belonged to someone else, preserved and survived into the next generation without a forwarding note. Just the way and the posture and the stories they wrote around the dinner table, in the silence and the look, in the things nobody said out loud but everybody took home inside their chest and handed further down the line. Traced the way back to its origin, found out none of it was mine. I didn't choose the luggage, but I'm choosing to set it down. Inherited weight gets returned to the ground. Inherited weight, I'm putting it back. Now my generation's dead, not carrying the stack. Every shame that came before me had a different name attached. Inherited weight, the cycle stops, the chain gets detached. Not mine to keep, not mine to pass. This is where the inherited weight ends at last. Of what was actually mine to own versus what got loaded on me in a house I didn't choose. Found a clear dividing line between the earned and the imposed, between the shame I genuinely built and what was grandfathered and closed into a contract I was born into without a signature. Now I'm signing off on every clause that doesn't fit the figure of the man I'm actually building, of the life I'm choosing now. Inherited weight gets returned and this is how. I didn't choose the luggage, but I'm choosing to set it down. Inherited weight gets returned spent 3 years drafting it. Finally deleted the file. Kept a running draft of everything out of the world. Every slide and every stumble neatly pressed and furled into something I was gonna send when I was finally sure that I'd accounted for it all, that the ledger was secure. But the ledger kept on growing every time I thought it done, cause Shane kept adding entries faster than I could run. Then I read the whole thing back and asked who this was for. Nobody sent me a bill, nobody was keeping score. I was composing an apology to a chord that never sat. The apology I stopped writing is the best thing I've done, that's that. The apology I stopped writing, the draft I finally killed. Was it serving anybody? Was it healing? Was it filled with anything that moved the needle on the actual account? The apology I stopped writing let me finally amount to something past the sorry. Done composing, done the inventory. Yeah, well, accountability is different from the endless draft. Real accountability says what happened for an half, makes the change, does the work, pays the debt that's actually owed. Not the sprawling, self-flagellating document I showed only to myself, fully at midnight, only in the loop. That wasn't resolution, that was just a shame on a loop. Deleted the apology, wrote a plan of action instead. The apology I stopped writing cleared the space in my head. I was composing an apology to a chord that never sat. The apology I stopped writing is the best thing I've done, that's that. The apology I stopped writing, the draft I finally killed. Was it serving anybody? Was it healing? Was it filled with anything that moved the needle on the actual account? The apology I stopped writing let me finally amount to something past the sorry. Done composing, done the inventory. Stop writing. 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 Deleted. Moving. Done apologizing for existing. Done apologizing for the size of it. Used to shrink before I entered, make myself a smaller fit. Used to preemptively apologize for every single bit of space I took up, every opinion, every goal. Like the fact that my existence needed someone's parole. Trace it back to every room that made me feel too much. Every time the ceiling lowered when I tried to touch something bigger than the roll they drawn around my edge. Now I'm done apologizing for the climb, for the ledge. I was handing out apologies for things that needed none. Apologize to no one for the work that I'd begun. Apologize to no one for the space I occupy. Every goal I'm chasing doesn't need a reason why. I don't shrink, I don't explain, I don't preemptively retreat. Apologize to no one, that's the standard that one that splintered. Every performance to the face cost energy. I needed every lie of omission, left me further from completed. Hit the struggle, hit the starting point, hit the whole beginning. Made it look like I arrived without the losing before winning. Then the weight of all the hiding got heavier than the thing itself. Took more work to keep it hidden than to put it on the shelf. I was spending everything I had on keeping it concealed. Cost me more to hide it than it ever cost reveals. Used to hide this, now I carry it out front. Not the shame, but the story of the climb and all the blood. Honest truth of where I started and how far the distance ran. Used to hide this, now it's fuel. Now it's the plan, not a weakness, not a wound. Just the starting line I came through. Now I lead with the beginning when the situation fits. Not for sympathy, not for credit, just because it sits. Better in the open where the oxygen can reach it. Better in the honest where the lessons still can teach it. Found that other people hiding the same thing get quiet when the version that concealing suddenly has a riot of recognition in the room because I named it out loud first. Used to hide this, now the hiding's what I've reversed. I was spending everything I had on keeping it concealed. Cost me more to hide it than it ever cost reveals. Used to hide this, now I carry it out front. Not the shame, but the story of the climb and all the blood. Honest truth of where I started and how far the distance ran. Used to hide this, now it's fuel. Now it's the blood, not a weakness, not a wound. Just the starting line I came through. The form they filled out for me had the wrong boxes checked. Someone handed me a document before I had a pen. Checked the boxes, they decided, handed it back in. Ain't the one that gave me status, less than enough. History, a list of every time I didn't measure up. I carried that intake form into every single row. Presented it before myself like it was my costume. Then I looked it over slowly, looked it over line by line. Found out every single checkbox on that form was never mine. I was living by a document I never got to fill. Rewriting every checkbox with my own hand. Now I will rewrite the intake form. Every box is mine to check. Throw the old one in the fire. Take the pen, take back the deck. The one I built, status, work in progress, standing. Rewrite the intake form. New document, new landing. Not their version, not their end. Every checkbox mine to see. Took the old form out and crossed the borrowed entries out. Wrote my own description in the margins of the Dow status. Paid in full for every session that I ran. History, a record of the rises, not the plan. Redesigned from me before I proved the plan was theirs alone. Now the intake form I carry is entirely my own. Every label, every category, every line I fill. Rewrite the intake form. That's my own hand, my own will. I was living by a document I never got to fill. Rewriting every checkbox with my own hand. Now I will familiar ache. Didn't recognize it anymore, the stuff that was awake. Then somebody named it and the naming cracked the wall. Said the shame you're wearing, that's not you at all. Took the hit of recognition, sat inside the truth. Wore it too long, too long, too long to see the proof. I was so deep inside it, I forgot it wasn't born with me. Wore it so long to see it wasn't mine originally. Wore it too long, time to take it off. Every year I carried it was another year I paid the cost. It became my posture, became a mourning face. Wore it too long, now I'm reclaiming my own space. Setting it down for good, should've done it when I could. The hardest part of putting down a shame that owed is the identity you built around the story that you hold. When the shame's been there for decades, when it shaped the way you move, when you built your whole defense around the thing you never proved was actually true. You take it off and underneath, there's a stranger in the mirror and you're learning how to breathe. Without the weight, without the familiar pull. Wore it too long, but the rest of this life's still full. I was so deep inside it, I forgot it wasn't born with me. Wore it too long to see it wasn't mine originally. Wore it too long, time to take it off. Every year I carried it was another year I paid the cost. It became my posture, became my mourning face. Wore it too long, now I'm reclaiming my own space. Setting it down for good, should've done it when I could. Too long, taking it off. Everything they called a flaw, I turned into architecture. They gave it a name and the name was meant to diminish. Said it like a diagnosis, like a verdict, like a finish. Too intense, too much, too loud, too everything at once. Used the flaw to keep me smart and make me someone's done. For the label lacking apology for years and years. Turn the volume down on everything that they said. Steers too far from the middle, too far from the safe. Then I took the flaw and built it into every ounce of my space. They named it like a weakness, I built it like a wall. What they called a flaw became the engine of it all. What they called a flaw, I call the foundation. Every crooked thing they named became my own creation. Turn the too much into fuel, turn the different into drive. What they call a flaw is exactly why I'm still alive. The diagnosis, my design. What they named as wrong is mine. The intensity they fear became the discipline I needed. The single-mindedness they mocked is how the goal gets seeded and grown and watered and brought past every point of doubt. Took the catalog of flaws and turned it inside out. Now I look at every label that they tried to pin on me and see a different kind of inventory, a different key to every door they said was closed. Every ceiling they assigned, what they called a flaw became the sharpest edge I had designed. They named it like a weakness, I built it like a wall. What they called a flaw became the engine of it all. What they called a flaw, I call the foundation. Hitting the dark long enough, bringing it in. Shame lives in the hiding, shame dies in the telling. Spent years keeping the closet locked and quietly swelling. Every secret I was nursing grew a little heavier each night. Everything I wouldn't name kept multiplying out of sight. Then I said the thing out loud to the one person I could trust. Felt the room not end, felt the weight adjust. Shame loses all its leverage once the light gets in the door. What was monstrous in the darkness isn't monstrous anymore. I was feeding it the silence it needed to survive. Dragged it into the light and watched it struggle to stay alive. Dragged it into the light, watched it shrink. Shame only survives when it's got nothing but dark to drink. Named the thing I wouldn't name and felt the power shift. Dragged it into the light, that's the move, that's the gift. Not a monster anymore. Just a chapter. Just a door. Didn't need the whole world, didn't need a stage or a crowd. Just needed one honest conversation said out loud. Found that shame's arithmetic is wrong in every way. What I thought would break the room just cleared the air that day. Now I hold it differently, I carry it with less. Not a shameful secret, just a scar that I confess to myself on purpose with the lights set fully on. Dragged it into the light and half the way was gone. I was feeding it the silence it needed to survive. Dragged it into the light and watched it struggle to stay alive. Dragged it into the light, watched it shrink. Shame only survives when it's got nothing but dark to drink. Named the thing I wouldn't name and felt the power shift. Dragged it into the light, that's the mood, that's the gift. Not a monster anymore. Just a chapter. Just a door. Drag it into the light. Got the audience in shame, got quiet fast. Shame is a performance. Shame needs someone in the seat, needs a witness to the verdict, needs the crowd to feel complete. When I was running the comparison, checking what they think. Shame was loud as shame was sharp as shame was at the break. Then I cleared the room of every imaginary eye. Stopped performing the assessment, stopped the constant asking why. Shame went looking for its audience and found an empty floor without a crowd to play to shame. Stopped showing at the door. With shame's required audience, I gave it every seat. Cleared the room of every watcher and the shame started to retreat. Shame needed an audience. I stopped being the crowd, cut the imaginary witness, and shame replay the moment in the theater of my head. Run the scene again with commentary till I went to bed. Cast myself as every critic in the seats I'd filled. Every voice delivering the verdict on what I built. Now I close the theater to shut the projector off at 9. Shame can't run the reel when I refuse to watch the line. No audience, no replay, no returning. Cast a doubt, shame needed an audience. I cut the whole thing out.
The shame's required audience. I gave it every seat. Cleared the room of every watcher in the shame.
Started to x-ray. Shame needed an audience. I stopped being the crowd. Cut the imaginary witness. And shame couldn't stay loud. Shame is only theater when there's someone watching close. Shame needed an audience. And I'm done being the host. No crowd, no performance. Shame fades without a witness. Shame needed an audience. I'm done.
Not guilty, not my sentence. Keep moving.
Carried it around like it was tattooed on my chest. Every room I walked into, I wore it like a test. Shame somebody handed me before I knew the way. Before I knew the difference between fact and someone's hate. Wore it for so long it started feeling like my skin. Like the story that they told me was the truth I lived in. Till I held it up in light and read the label on the side. Found out half of what I'm carrying was never mine to ride.
I was sentenced for a verdict. I was never given a trial. Not my sentence, not my weight, not my
Exile, not my sentence. I'm setting it down. Not the name that they gave me, not the weight, not the crown of shame. I was carrying a punishment that never had my name. Not my sentence, not my shame. Walk out clean, walk out free. That story never belonged to me. Dug into the root of where the shame first took its hold. Traced it back to voices from before I was 6 years old. Words that landed hard because I didn't have the armor yet. Words I memorized and made my permanent mindset. Now I read the evidence and none of it adds up. None of it holds water when I fill the actual cup. With what I built, with what I've done, with what I know is real. The sentence never fit the crime, that's the only deal.
I was sentenced for a verdict. I was never given a trial. Not my sentence, not my weight, not my
Exile, not my sentence. I'm setting it down. Not the name that they gave me, not the weight, not the crown of shame. I was carrying a punishment that never had my name. Not my sentence, not my shame. Walk out clean, walk out free. That story never belonged to me.
Waiting for someone to say okay to move on. Wrote the slip myself. Kept waiting for the moment someone told me I was cleared. Waiting for the person I had wrong to say the air was dead. Waiting for the room to issue some official kind of pass before I let myself move forward from the broken glass. Then I noticed I've been waiting years and nobody had come. Nobody was coming with the slip to let me run. So I looked at what was actually owed and what was paid, and I wrote the only permission slip that could have been made. Nobody's coming with the clearance. Nobody holds the pen but me. Wrote my own permission slip and finally felt free. Permission slip, I wrote it myself. Stopped waiting for the verdict sitting on somebody's shelf. Made the amends that were actually mine to make. Permission slip, signed and sealed for my own sake. Nobody else was holding it. I was the one who needed to submit. Real accountability had already been done. Made the amend, did the work, paid the debt, everyone. But I kept on asking for a clearance beyond that, like there was a higher court that hadn't weighed in on the fact that I'd already paid what was honestly owed, and everything beyond it was a self-imposed load. So I signed the slip, stamped it, filed it in the drawer. Permission slip granted, I don't need the waiting anymore. Nobody's coming with the clearance. Nobody holds the pen but me. Wrote my own permission slip and finally felt free. Permission slip, I wrote it myself. Stopped waiting for the verdict sitting on somebody's shelf. Made the amends that were actually mine to make. Permission slip, signed and sealed for my own sake. Nobody else was holding it. I was the one who needed to submit. Permission slip, written, signed, drawn. Shame's contract has fine print. Nobody reads. Sign on to the feeling without reading what it said. Just accepted the emotion and let it make the bad. Chain came in with terms and conditions, long as any lease. Said I had to carry this forever just to keep the peace. Said the debt was permanent, said the interest never ends. Said the only way to settle was to never make amends. Then I read the fine print with a different set of eyes. Found out Shane's contract was entirely built on lies. I was bound by terms I never actually agreed to read. Read the fine print, found the exit, found the door I need. Read the fine print, Shane's contract is void. Every clause that tried to lock me in, I'm now destroyed. The debt was fabricated, the term was never real. Read the fine print, broke the seal. Null and void, signed and done. Shane's contract never held. I won. Clause 1 said I was responsible for things before my time. Clause 2 said the sentence had no limit and no line. Clause 3 said forgiveness was a thing I couldn't earn. Clause 4 said every forward step came with a return to the original offense, to the starting point of low. Every clause designed to keep me exactly where they know I stay, without the reading, without the audit of the terms. Read the fine print, every clause is words. I was bound by terms I never actually agreed to read. Read the fine print, found the exit, found the door I need. Read the fine print,
proof. I picked up every piece of evidence and checked the truth. Every rep done in silence, every mile finished alone. Every promise that I kept when nobody was home. Stack the evidence against the verdict, shame delivered. Every callus on my hands is testimony I've considered. Shame can make a case, but the body tells a different story. Every scar I carry is a counter-argument in glory. Shame builds its case on the things I hadn't done yet. Now the body of evidence has got a different verdict. Body of evidence, I rest my case. Every rep I've ever finished is a fact that shame can't erase. The work doesn't lie, the work doesn't bend. Body of evidence, shame loses in the end. Not guilty, not anymore. The work is the verdict, here's the scar. Yeah, shame relies on distance from the actual proof. Shrinks the moment you start listing everything that's true. So I built the habit of recounting what I built. Not for pride, not for performance, just to counter all the guilt. Every session logged, every goal crossed off the page. Every comeback made from nothing at a different age. Now when shame attempts to speak, I've got the evidence to read. Body of evidence says shame no longer leads. Shame built its case on the things I hadn't done yet. Now the body of evidence has got a different verdict. Body of evidence, I rest my case. Every rep I've ever finished is a fact that shame can't erase. The work doesn't lie, the work doesn't bend. Body of evidence, shame loses in the end. Not guilty, not anymore. The work is the verdict, here's the scar. Body of evidence, shame loses. They had a name for me. I have a different one now. For a long time I came running when they called the old one out. The name they built from every stumble, every failure, every doubt. Trading the answer to the label like it was actually mine. Flinched at the syllables, recognized the line. Then I built something new enough that the old name stopped fitting. Started noticing the moment I stopped sitting up straight. When they used it, stopped turning when it rang. Started answering to something built from everything I became. I used to answer to the name. They called me in the dark. Now I answer to the name I built from every rap, every mark. The name I answer to now is the one I built in the quiet. Every rap and every choice and every time I did it right. I guess the work, the name I answer to was forged in the doing. The name I answer to now, that's the one I'm pursuing. Not the one they gave me young. The one I built with every rep I've run. Heard the old one recently from somebody who still uses it. Felt the distance between that name and where I currently sit, like being called by a name from an old address, from a person who moved on and left that city nonetheless. I corrected it quietly, no anger in the face. Just a statement of the record, just a matter of the mix. Being wrong about who's standing here right now in front of them. The name I answer to now has a different origin. I used to answer to the name. They called me in the dark. Now I answer to the name I built from every rap, every mark. The name I biography built out of other people's assumptions. Every time I walk back and they pull the old file out, same verdicts, same captions, same picture of the doubt. Spent years trying to correct it, spent years trying to explain. Then I stopped correcting and I just outran the frame. Though the work gets so far ahead of what they said I was, that the story they were telling couldn't catch me anymore. Because I used to fight the narrative inside the room where it was made. Now I build the evidence so fast the old story starts to fade. Outran the story, didn't argue, just moved. Every rep and every mile is the only thing I proved. Didn't need the road to change his mind, just needed the distance. Outran the story, that's the move, that's the resistance. Let the words break at a pace. The story never could erase. Some rooms will never update the version that they keep. Some people need the old you just to help themselves sleep. I stopped petitioning the jury that had already decided. Stop trying to be understood by minds already blinded. Just kept moving, kept building, kept stacking what was true. Let the output speak a language that the old story never knew. Now the gap between the story and the evidence is wide. Outran the story, that's the only way outside. I used to fight the narrative inside the room where it was made. Now I build the evidence so fast the old story starts to fade. Outran the story, didn't argue, just moved. Every rep and every mile is the only thing I proved. Didn't need the room to change his mind, just needed the distance. Outran the story, that's the move, that's the resistance. Let the words break at a pace. The story never could erase. The story just move.
There's a difference between carrying a wound and performing one.
Noticed the moment the wound became a character. I played a role I'd grown so comfortable in, a costume that had stayed past the actual healing, past the point it needed air, into something I was using just to justify being there. In certain conversations in a certain kind of room, where the wound made me interesting, where the wound gave me some room. Then I caught myself mid-sentence reaching for the scar and asked if I was hurting or performing where I are. The wound was real, the performing of it isn't helping me here. Stop performing the wound, started feeling what's real. Stop performing the wound, put the costume down. The scar's still real, but it doesn't need to run the town. There's a version of the story that I carry without a stage. Stop performing the wound, that's a different kind of brave. Not denying, not concealing, just no longer need the wound for feeling. Just no longer need the wound for feeling. Some wounds need the telling, some wounds need the light. Some wounds heal the moment that you bring them to the night. But some wounds get performed so many times they calcify into an identity that keeps the actual healing tight. I told the story one more time and heard it differently. Heard the place where story ended and performance started underneath. Put it down mid-sentence, felt the strange relief for that. Stop performing the wound and never look back. The wound was real, the performing of it isn't
motivation for a while. Told myself the pain of it would help me run the mile. Found out fast that shame's a weight that doesn't move the rep. It just sits there on your shoulders while you're taking every step. Shame burns, dirty shame burns short, shame burns you out. Discipline burns different, discipline is what it's about. Shame never paid a single rep, never filled a single set. Shame just watched from the corner while I worked up a sweat. I was running on the shame fuel, wondering why I kept on crashing. Swapped it out for discipline, and that's when things started lasting. Shame never paid a single rep, never pulled a single weight. Shame just collected in the corner while I showed up every day. I don't run on shame, I run on what I know is true. Shame never paid a single rep, and shame's not paying you. Discipline is the fuel. Shame never built anything real. Shame never built anything real. Watch the ones who motivated from a place of self-contempt. Watch them burn bright, burn fast, and then exempt themselves from every promise they had made. From a place of pain, found that shame-fueled motivation is a candle in the rain. But the ones who built it from a standard, from a code, from a rule, from the quiet understanding that the work itself is the fuel. They're the ones still standing when the shame